Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. We're going to talk about three types of melodic tones. There's passing tones like this, going from chord tone to chord tone. There's appoggiaturas like this, leap, and then step down to the new chord. And then there's something called an escape tone where you step away and then leap down to the next chord tone. Each of them has its own set of behaviors, sort of its own set of rules, and its own utility. Now, let's take a look at it. All right, here's our chords. E minor, A minor, B, and let's go back to E minor. Now, you can see that those chords have strong locations, roots, fifths, and thirds. And we can melodicize freely in the scale of E minor. Some of the notes from that scale will be in any of the given chords. Some of them will be out. There are guidelines about moving around. For instance, E minor, and I may move melodically between chord tones. And as I did that, I played a chord tone, a non-chord tone from the scale, chord tone, non-chord tone, and then chord tone. They were all steps, and they were all passing tones. Passing tones move by step between chord tones. Well, let's look at another example. Here's a set of chords and passing tones and chord tones moving between the two. Passing tones are really, really useful because they create momentary dissonances. Has a wonderful suspension or feeling of going somewhere until you get to the G, etc. Now, it can be boring, though, to have melodies that are only steps. And of course, really nobody wants that. So there are a couple more. Let's first talk about the Appoggiatura. Okay, so an Appoggiatura is a very specific thing. I'm on a note in the chord, and I'm heading for an A minor chord. E minor, A minor, right? So what an Appoggiatura will do is it'll leap away from the chord tone and then step in the opposite direction to the chord tone in the second chord. The E was in the chord tone. It leapt away to a B, which is not a chord tone of A minor, and then it stepped back down to the A minor. This is a very beautiful sound. It creates a momentary feeling of suspension, right? The B suspends to the A. Let's do a couple more. I'm going to leap away and then step down. It's gorgeous, right? All right, so that's an Appoggiatura. So the opposite side of that coin is the escape tone. So an escape tone works this way. You step away and then leap to resolve. So here's my E minor. I step away, still with an E minor chord, and then I'm going to resolve by skipping in the opposite direction to the A in the A minor chord. So that C was pretty dissonant against the E minor chord. Let's try another one. My melodic tone is E. I stepped up, so I'm going to skip down to, in this case, the C in the A minor chord. Beautiful sound. The note that's the step up, the escape tone, in other words, is always kind of a weak beat. Did you feel that? Let's do it with a little rhythm. Maybe let's do it up here. We're going to go E minor, right? The weak tone, the F sharp against the E minor, escapes to the chord tone D sharp in the B chord. And honestly, this is a very common sound. Let's do another one. A minor. I stepped down on a weak beat and leapt up. That's part of the rule. Step down, leap the opposite direction, leap up. If I step up, I have to leap down. Now, of course, it gets really interesting when you combine things. Appoggiaturas are approached by a leap, and you land on the non-harmonic tone on a strong beat, and then it resolves. Escape tones, the weak kind of dissonant tone, happens on a weak beat, and then you skip in the opposite direction to get to the new chord. Let's do a series of them. So here's an appoggiatura followed by an escape tone. Appoggiatura. Same note, but this is an escape tone going to the B7. And that's how classical melodies working with conventional functional harmony kind of like gets its like juice, right? Tones that aren't in the chord get handled in really specific ways. Now, you can twist those rules and play around them kind of all you want. I love setting myself little challenges like alternating between passing tones and escape tones, so I get a skip. Alternating between appoggiaturas and escape tones. Doing everything with passing tones if you can. Of course, it's nearly impossible if you're playing through chord changes to do that. It's nice to have those three names in your sort of brain bag of tricks. Passing tones, just moving by step between chord tones. Appoggiaturas, where you leap away from your comfortable chord tone, land on a dissonant tone on a strong beat, create a suspension, and then resolve. Or the escape tone, where you step off your chord tone on a weak beat and then leap in the opposite direction to land on the new sort of comfortable new chord tone. Well, I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe and ding the bell. You'll be notified when I do my videos. I'll see you next time.